And I just want to welcome you guys. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Natalie Nicole Sahutska. I have been with It Works for going into my 4th year, double diamond leader. Absolutely love this business, and what we get to do is we get to work on ourselves, right? We get to become better people. We get to help others become better people. And journaling is something that I recently started doing in the beginning of the year. I feel like since I started in May, it allowed me to earn an extra 35,000 in bonuses. So there's definitely power to it, because that's like one of the only things I really changed was journaling and, putting in more systems. But that's not what what the Zoom is about. The Zoom is about putting your thoughts on paper in a way that's going to manifest your reality. It's basically like law of attraction. If you watch The Secret, you're going to be speaking life into your social media account. So if you watched my Facebook algorithm training, if you did my Instagram training last night, you know that there's a lot of mechanics that go into it, but mindset is number one. Anything in life is mindset. Anything in this business is mindset, and journaling helps you organize your mindset, I like to say, and just kind of put it out there into the universe. Like, this is what I want. This is what's going to happen. And then as you guys trust the process, you're going to start noticing that things happen. And it's kind of freaky, but it's also kind of cool, because then you know that you're in control of your life. You're in control of your business. You're in control of your home situation. You're in control of your children. As much as you may be thinking or resisting in your head saying, no, I'm not. Yes, you guys are. You just have to manifest and speak positive and speak life into what you want, and not focus on what you don't want. So if you have journaled before and something has come true, or you've noticed a shift in your life, you've noticed a shift in your business, whatever it may be, drop a 1. If you've never journaled before, if you have no clue what I'm talking about, basically put a number 2. I just kind of want to see where you guys are at. So first things first, I kind of explained it a little bit before, but I didn't really go into this much depth, because this is something I recently learned, that where you journal is important, what type of journal you have is important, and what you journal with, writing with, is also important. So if you, if this is your first time, that's okay, but just make notes of this for future. I tried journaling in certain types of journals, and it just was not working for me. So this journal is actually something that I bought, this notebook I bought, thinking that I was going to journal in it, but quickly I realized that it's too heavy, it's too bulky, it's not comfortable for me, because when you turn the page, your hand's on the wiring. So I actually turned it into my Zoom notes and notebook, and obviously I tab stuff. So this book is just like for notes. So I separate my journal out from my other note-taking, my planner, my calendar, all that. It's all separate, because your energy and your intention is going to be different with journaling. I have found that these little Rae Dunn notebooks are super cute. I'm a words of affirmation person, so they say all different things, and they're so light and thin, and I can travel with this. It can go in my purse. It can go with me wherever I go, and it's super light and flexible. Then I also have bigger journals, which is my journaling like at home. So Make It Happen, Journaling Away at the top. This is what I've been using for like my intentional journaling sessions, I like to say. And it just makes it more fun to journal in something that's enjoyable. So if you're trying to journal, like you've been just trying to do this whole thing because everyone's telling you should, or you hear it and it's not working, change your journal, change your environment. I am super chill in my little office down here until my regular office is getting done. So I feel like this relaxes me. I'm in like good energy. So find a place in your house that you feel good, that you're happy. If that's at the kitchen table because you feel like you can actually focus, then do that. If that's in the bathroom hiding away from your kids, then go do that. You know what I mean? You have to find what works for you. So go journal in a place that you feel open, free, confident, not stressed, like you can just relax and kind of let loose wherever that place is for you. Go outside, go in your car, wherever, but find what works for you. Also, I have found that I keep grabbing this pen for journaling and I did not know why. It's because it just flows and writes better. So find a pen that you like, that works for you. I personally love black ink. I know some people don't care, but I feel like blue or black, purple, like it may mess with your head too. So all these little details are just going to make it the best journaling, process or experience for you. And it's going to make it enjoyable. And you want to journal for a couple of reasons. One, not only are you putting that intention out there, like what you're going to get back, from the universe, or like what you're manifesting, but also it's cool to look back on. So to track your growth, to track your progress, to see where your mindset used to be and where it is now. I'm actually going to go get one of my journals that I started journaling in since May. And I want to like see what I was saying. And then because I've had a lot of shifts happen in recent, and I want to see, did I actually do what I wrote? You know what I mean? Like I want to see the progress of it. So I just think it's super cool. You don't want to text or type your journaling. I mean, you can if you want to like go back and search for things. If you like have like a lot of, you know, stuff going on that's specific. But at the same time, you don't want to get caught up editing, changing things, making it perfect like a post. That's not the point of it. It's going to distract you from actually writing and getting your thoughts out on paper. And that's all it is. So I also like these little journals because they're thin. They don't overwhelm me. I feel like I can fill this up really quickly and then be done with that chapter of journaling and move on to the next. I always recommend starting a new piece of paper because then it's like your mind is clear. You're not, you know, consumed with the words that are above it or next to it. So go ahead and get ready to write because I am going to give you guys some prompts to kind of like what we're going to write about. And I did practice a little bit with my thoughts beforehand, so that way I could teach you guys exactly kind of like what I'm saying. And there shouldn't be any pressure with this. You shouldn't feel like, you know, you're going to do it wrong. Like, this is not anything like that. This is for you. This is like a very intimate one-on-one type of thing. You can share with people, you know, if you want to, but honestly, I don't recommend it. Do it for you. And then there's nothing too big or too small or too, you know what I mean? There's no judgments with it. And that's the whole point. You want to design your life how you want it. And by you eliminating those distractions, those judgments, you know, just keeping it to yourself, I feel like you're going to feel more confident about it. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. Hopefully everything is making sense. And if this is all kind of speaking to you and you get what I'm saying, drop a 3 so I can see where you guys are at. But I love the fact that we can write exactly what we want. And it's just like, it's like a freeing thing. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about what you want. You're not talking about what you don't want. And that's the biggest thing to remember. So I'm just looking over my notes real quick. I think that's it. Okay, so the purpose of this Zoom is I want to help you guys journal your way to making your social media account the way that you want it, right? So first things first, I want you guys to close your eyes and I want you guys to imagine opening up your Instagram because that's what we focused on yesterday, right? So imagine opening up your Instagram account, you know, seeing your name, seeing your beautiful photos, seeing your beautiful bio that you made all like blogger style with the Instagram fonts, and it just looks so good. It feels good. It makes you proud. It makes you happy. How many followers do you have? And this isn't a comparison game. This is something private. Like, what will make you feel like you're proud of your work on Instagram? Because when you look at it like a masterpiece, when you look at it as something you're investing your time in, right? You want it to grow. You want it to be impactful, right? We post on social media for this business to change people's lives. We don't post on social media to just post because we're bored. You know what I mean? So like you want to be proud of it. And like when I close my eyes, like I see a number because that's just been my number. Like I had this vision and that's what I'm going to journal about. So you have to decide what that number is for you. And there's no number too big or too small. If God gave you a vision, you need to run with it. Okay. If you have that number, the first thing that pops in your head, it's okay if it's scary, okay? But that's what your potential could be if you just keep going. And I just think it's so cool, you know, to see how this will evolve, okay? So you don't have to ask yourself who would follow me. You don't have to ask yourself or justify, you know, any questions like, oh, I don't even know how that would happen. That doesn't matter. This is just honestly getting into your dreaming. Like you're just dreaming right now. What do you want? And it's just about you. And if someone, you know, if you share your dreams with someone and they're like, well, why do you want it? Say, because I want it. Like, that's it. Like, that's a good enough reason, you guys. You don't have to justify anything to anyone. And I recently had to learn that too because people are like, oh, why do you want that? I'm like, because I want it, because I can. Like, why do you travel so much? Oh, because I can. You know what I mean? And you guys can do that too. Why do you want an Instagram that hasn't, you know, that's an influencer account? Because you can. So I just give you guys permission to dream big, to, you know, say and think exactly what you want. And if you don't know yet, that's okay. You will start to. Just start small. You know, if you don't know how you want it to grow, then think of where you're at and then just double it, okay? Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. But what vision do you have? And that's what you guys need to journal about. So how we're going to do that is I always like to title the page with the date. That's pretty much it. I don't like to title it like what I'm journaling about because I feel like that makes it like an essay, and this isn't an essay. So I like to do 11-21, 19, and I like to do the year because this is like a journaling life journey now. Like I feel like I'm forever going to be journaling. So you want to make sure that you can like look back and keep track of when you did it. So that way, whenever you do go back and it happens, you'll be like, oh yeah, I started writing about this in November. Because you guys, it's going to happen. Like whatever you set your mind on, it's crazy how it comes true. So this is how I started my rough draft, is what I'm going to call it, just because I wanted to make sure I had my thoughts right for you guys. So I'm writing, whoa, with an exclamation point. I am so proud of my work on Instagram. You guys should be writing too right now. And if that phrase doesn't speak to you, write your own, but that's like the concept, you know what I mean? Like you want to speak like, wow, I'm so proud. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like this feels amazing. Like things like that. And then my next sentence was, I always knew my account could grow this much, or my account could grow to whatever your number is. I have so many loyal followers. And if your focus is on Instagram, then do it about Facebook. If you're trying to grow your YouTube right now, do it on that. Like whatever you're trying to grow right now with social media, that's kind of what I want you guys to journal and talk about. But just for the time being, I'm doing Instagram because that's what I'm focusing on right now. So I'm writing, I have so many loyal followers. They love me so much. And it's kind of sounding silly, but I'm telling you guys, you just have to speak into existence what you want. Like, do you want followers that love you, that are loyal, that follow you for years? Yes, right? So write it down. I'm trying to think what I was going to say. So I just wrote, I'm showing my dream life come true. I'm offering advice and teaching someone something every day. I'm helping change their mood when they see my posts and read my captions. I'm going to write like 2 sentences and then I'll share them. That way you guys have a chance to write too. Okay, so I wrote, I'm so happy I get to enjoy my Instagram again. I love being on Instagram with intentions. I go on my multiple accounts to answer messages, post, and upload to stories. My uploads are flawlessly made. They capture everyone's attention and stop their scrolling. So exactly what you guys are probably thinking or wanting your post to do, that's exactly what I'm writing and what you guys, can be writing too. All my stories are prepared ahead of time, and I never stress about what to post. And if a good phrase comes to your mind that you just love, like it's an affirmation, go ahead and put it in the chat and you can share with everyone. Okay, so I wrote, I am a social media expert. I am a content queen. I am a branding guru. I am a master of my craft. I am the best editor and photographer. I wrote that uploading is effortless and everyone compliments me. Like it's kind of like you're stroking your ego, but like in a positive way. And it's not arrogant because you're saying exactly what you want, right? I'm so confident, feel so comfortable talking in my stories. I am attracting people that are just like me. Yep, I love it. You just gave me an aha moment. You can even like talk about lives and like telling your story on story with video, because I know that's something I get nervous about. Like I feel like it doesn't always come out right. So now I'm going to say that I always do the best videos on stories. I connect with people that follow me. People share my stories and shout me out frequently. That's exposure, right? That's how I built my brand. And my account in the beginning was I had people shout me out, like shout out for shout out. So people can still do that, where they like kind of tag you or refer people to your page, and that's what you want. You just want exposure. And then if you are posting good quality content, like we talked about last night, then people are gonna want to follow you. So that's how this all kind of ties in together. My photos are bomb. Everyone wants to copy my style. Like you guys can write anything you want. Just have fun with it. Yes, baby. And if you're someone that maybe doesn't understand Instagram or doesn't understand social media, write the opposite and say, I love how I understand everything now. I love how I know exactly where to go to make the best stories. Like everything that you're struggling with, you want to write the opposite when it comes to social media. If you don't have people following you back right now, then you better be writing, I love how everyone follows me back on social media. You know what I mean? Like exactly what is happening in your life right now, write the opposite. Like I just wrote, I am pumped to see so many new followers every time I log on. Because I don't have notifications on, so I don't see when people follow me until I go on the app. So that's why I wrote that. This is something else I wrote, and I feel like it's really important. I am finally showing people the real me. I make people laugh. How do you want people to feel when they go and look at your page? What type of tone and vibe are you putting out whenever you're putting up your photos and your posts? I make people laugh, inspired, motivated, happy, smile. And now take it into the business. I love how many messages I get daily. Everyone wants to join me and buy my products. This is the best. And then take it even a step further. I have so many new potentials. This makes me so happy. I'm signing 2 new people a day from my IG. Guys, what do you want? Do you want to be a master enroller? Talk about it. Talk about how everyone is blowing you up on your Instagram because you made it look like it's worth to be blown up. Does that make sense? So you have to make the content, you know what I mean? Set it up. And then it's like you're preparing for the harvest. And journaling helps you kind of speed up that process in a sense because you're writing it down. So what else you guys got? I want to hear some of your guys's little phrases. You can put them in the chat. Love it. Courtney wrote, I love being open and vulnerable. I am so proud to share my real life. I am so grateful to have met so many people. The people I follow always follow me back and are loving my content. I feel confident in all my photos I am sharing. Yes. I love it. And it should just flow like off the tip of your tongue. Like this doesn't need to make any sense other than sense to you. You know what I mean? I wrote, I'm posting like my future self and will grow into that next version of myself. My audience will come, my likes will grow, my followers continue to multiply daily. I wrote, so here's something that I feel like we never talk about, and the algorithm works in my favor. Yes, I love that. I didn't write that either. My algorithm works in my favor. I never get put in Instagram jail. Whew. I just wrote something really big. I'm a verified account. Wow, so blessed. That means you have a little check mark and you really official. That's what I want. Wow, it just came to my head. Thanks. I am not letting my insecurities get the best of me. I am learning not to care about what people think. I am loving my growth as a person. Awesome. And this is what I was going to say is you can also talk about, I love all the happy messages I get. I love that no one is ever inappropriate. I love that I never get anyone bullying me. I love that no one makes fun of me. Like if you're going through something on your social media, write the opposite. And I've had to do that too. I get, sometimes nasty messages, but then I just block, I remove, and I don't think about it. And I feel like in this business, sometimes, women are like, well, I don't want to talk to men. I don't want to add men. You guys, men are my best customers and distributors because I set that tone and that standard and that bar before we even talk, because my mindset says that I'm just going to sign them up as customers. You know what I mean? So then they're not inappropriate. So I feel like if you keep thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to get all these men in my inbox, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get that. You know what I mean? So journal that everyone respects you on social media, that everyone, compliments you on social media in a nice professional way. Like you set your standard of where you see yourself on social. You control what you post. You control the content. You control what you're wearing. So I feel like that's something that we don't really talk about. I know for me in recent, I had to delete a lot of pictures because I got really involved in my church. So I had to go through and I had to do a little cleanup because I'm like, I don't want that picture out there. And I'm also changing my brand. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, you guys. If you feel like you used to post inappropriate stuff or like curse words or whatever, go back and delete it. Okay. Because it's not going to serve you and who you're trying to become. And like I said yesterday, if you're not changing your bio, if you're not changing your content, you're not growing. And people join with people that are growing and know where they're going. Okay. So hopefully this was helpful, you guys. You can just keep going on your own. This should just be like a freeing exercise that you do. And don't make it like a thing where like, oh my God, I have to journal today or I have to write about this. This should be something that is like natural, that is enjoyable, that you just do spur of the moment. You can journal every day. I'm not saying don't, but don't make it like such a chore that you hate it then, because that's not the point of this. The point of this is if you're going through something, like I know for me, when I was going through my relationship problems, I was so fed up like in that situation that I literally grabbed my journal and I started journaling about my dream man. This is what I want. This is what I want, because I was in the thought process of like around me of what I didn't want. You know what I mean? So you can do it situational. You can do it like if your business isn't where it needs to be, then keep journaling about your enrollments, and you can even journal so intently where you're like, I wake up and I check my Instagram and I have people waiting, asking for information. Then I go do yada, yada, yada. Then I go back to my Instagram and I have 2 more people asking for information. Like you can manifest exactly what you want to happen throughout your days. And it may not happen right away, but eventually if you keep believing it and thinking it and writing it, it's going to happen. It just takes practice of you controlling your mind and reprogramming your mindset to what you actually want. So if this was helpful, please drop a 4 because I want to make sure you guys are getting the most out of this. Awesome. Yay. Yay. I will put the replay up on my YouTube, and then stay tuned for my next one, I guess, because I'm going to keep going with these Zooms. So, all right, you guys, love you. Thanks so much for showing up. And I will talk to you later. Bye.